Jordan Poole has finally been traded from the Warriors, but the results are far from ideal. I mean, we trade Jordan Poole, a first round pick, a few seconds, and Ryan Rollins for a 38-year-old injury prone Chris Paul. The Wizards kind of fleeced the Warriors on this one, so I'm going to be breaking down the full details of this trade and my grades for it. The NBA draft is always a crazy time for NBA basketball, but I did not expect this. The Warriors and Wizards made a trade involving 12-time All-Star Chris Paul and former first-round pick Jordan Poole, who also blossomed into somewhat of a star last season. He was projected to win Most Improved Player coming into the 23 season, but he fell off a bit. So, what does this trade really mean for both sides? This move from the Warriors really seems to just be them lowering the salary for their team because it's been getting pretty expensive recently, and Jordan Poole's massive $140 million contract doesn't help. But at the same time, they get a veteran like Chris Paul who can mentor the young guys like Kuminga. I don't even know if Kuminga will stay around at this point, but he he's a good mentor and he's a good playmaker too. I mean, he averaged 10 assists and the best assist to turnover ratio last season. But the amount of stuff that the Warriors had to give up to bring in Chris Paul and to get rid of that salary cap, it was just a bit too much. I mean, throwing in those picks was completely unnecessary. Therefore, I'm giving the Warriors a D minus for this trade. They just absolutely lost. Jordan Poole is a young rising star. Chris Paul is an old aging veteran who used to be a star, is not a star anymore. Not to mention that he also beasts with Steph Curry. Next, we have the Wizards side of this trade. They got Jordan Poole and some picks for Chris Paul. Guys, does that even seem like it makes sense? Chris Paul, I just covered that he's old. He's injury prone. He's not that great of a player. And the Wizards are a young and rebuilding team. This was the best possible option for the Wizards. I can't think of a better trade for them. They got a young rising star plus a few picks. So I think the only deserving grade is an A plus. Because this trade was absolutely crazy. The new Wizards GM is onto something. So, what are some possible moves for both teams here? Well, the Warriors can now finish trading all of the young guys to build perhaps an old team, but a good team because they have got to utilize Steph Curry's. I'm not even sure if it's his prime anymore, but basically his prime. Now, the Wizards, they traded everyone they needed to. They traded Kristaps Porzingis. They traded Bradley Beal. They're now a young team, and they could have Jordan Poole be that guy. Okay, guys, a quick update to the trade. Patrick Baldwin Jr. is also being included for this. I think this brings the Warriors grade down to an F. I'll see you guys in the next one.